Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Strange Issue 1. And I really enjoyed this issue so much that I'm looking forward to the other issues that are coming from it. And I'm always kind of into this mystical and supernatural kind of aspects of the Marvel Universe as well. And when they kind of did away with Strange, I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. Not minding that they also did the Strange Academy. I'm like, it's essentially like the same kind of premise as like Harry Potter, a magical school for like kids to learn how to be magicians and stuff and defenders and all that. That's a pretty good idea. But it just there were other ones that I kind of wanted to read into more, so maybe eventually I'll look into like trades of those at some point. But I was interested to see what they were going to do with this, especially with the setup of Clea taking over as the role of Sorcerer Supreme from Steven, because they did the whole event of the death of Doctor Strange. And I really like the basic premise and setup that we got here, and learning more about Clea as a character. So the issue starts off, and we see this mysterious kind of dude, the Harvest Man. And Clea is like pretty much getting ready to kind of like fight him. And he's got a mask that's kind of very reminiscent of like Madame Mask, and he's telling her that she won't resurrect resurrect Stephen Strange. And she's like, "You can't tell me what I can and can't do." I'm like, "Whatever." And she's saying like, "Yeah, I'm the Sorcerer Supreme, and I'm a far more brutal one," as we do see throughout this issue when she's dealing with stuff. So then we go to the morning, and she's like, whatever. We see her pretty much at Bleecker Street. Bats is within there, and I'm glad that we still have bats around. Somebody's knocking, and she's like, who the hell are you? And she gets a visit from Doctor Doom. Pretty much, Doom's like, I should be having the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme and all that. It's like, he is a competent sorcerer. We have seen other multiversal kind of things going on, but like Clea's like, no, you're not getting the Eye of Agamotto and the Cloak of Levitation. And we pretty much get it that, like, since the title was Strange's, it goes to her because she was married to him. He was her husband. And Doctor Doom's like, that's not how that shit works. And she's like, well, here I am. And we get a little bit more kind of like background. She's of the Fault Teen, of course, like Dormammu and all that kind of stuff, and that they don't have family names, so she took Strange's name, and that she got everything after his death, and that she's the Sorcerer Supreme now. And the thing is, she can pretty much back that up. And Doom's like, I'm not gonna take this shit. And then she goes into her battle mode, which, goddamn, I love the art. Like, it's good to this point as well, but then when you start getting into it, she's like, holy fucking shit. I mean, Dormammu's like a flaming head motherfucker, and then you see her doing her shit, combined with all the kind of accoutrements that come with, like, the Sorcerer Supreme. It's like, she gonna kick ass. Hmm? So, Doom's like, yeah, I'm gonna bring this up to the Vishanti. And she's like, oh yeah, go, by all means. It's not like Strange did a lot of shit for him, fought, like, for 5,000 years for him in the War of the Seven Spheres. Do you think they'll honor his last request, or like will they acquiesce to you because you came crying to him? And it's like, god damn. Like, I didn't know much about Clea's character. I knew that she was heavily connected with Doctor Strange and is normally touted as like his one true love. But her being able to just kind of like fucking go toe to toe just verbally with Doom. Like, they don't even really get into a magic fight yet. And it's just, damn. I'm like a little bit into this. I'm like, yes, I'm in here. And Doom's like, this isn't over. And then we get like these snakes kind of like talking to her. And then Wong comes in, is like, was that Doom? He's like, yeah, I dealt with it. And we see that they both have had a hard time with Strange dying, with Wong going out to drink and everything. And that Clea's like, no, I'll take care of your ass. Let's go get some coffee, even though it's nothing like Earth's coffee sucks, but they're going to try and find some other good stuff. So Wong's going to be like, there's a goblin market nearby. Let's kind of go and do that. And she also then shifts into this kick-ass outfit. I'm like, if they keep doing some costume changes like this just because she fucking can, I'm down for it. Like, I have no problem with like her regular outfit, but I'm like, I'm glad that we're seeing like a lot of different kind of shit going on. Let's see here. And she's of course bringing up that she's going to bring back Steven. And Wong's like, normally I'd pretty much dissuade the Sorcerer Supreme from doing that. And she's of course bringing up her being a Faltine again. Like her mother was is the warlord Umar, her uncle is Dormammu, and that they want what is theirs, and what she wants is Stephen Strange. And it's interesting to see them kind of connect it with that kind of thing, with being who she is, that the kind of things that she's grown up with, that's what she's done, and is part for them. Let's see. And Wong's like, I'm not really going to stop you. And they're like really grieving, bringing up the whole stuff with what happened with the death of Doctor Strange with the Peregrine child. Let's see here. Losing him twice, bringing him up, and then we see that they are in the Shrouded Bazaar, which I always like when they do kind of strange kind of places like that, so that way you can see all the different kind of things. They're like going through the market, seeing what's kind of going on. We get some stuff dropped of like Muspelheim and all different kind of things and everything. Let's see. Supernatural half-world in New York. It's like pretty cool. I kind of like that kind of stuff. Let's see here. They're just pretty much bringing up certain things, seeing all the different kind of stuff in the bazaar. We see her talking with a dwarf who's talking about how the Kingpin tried to take it over, how the Hood tried to take it over, and they just didn't get it. The Blasphemy cartel's like, yeah, we kind of told him to get fucked, but then we see that this group of people pop up, and it's that cartel again. It's like, oh, I'm not very versed with them, and they're just taking people out and everything. And Clea is aghast and decides to go into battle mode and doing her shit. And she's like, I will not countenance this. And she goes after him, and they're like, oh shit, the Sorcerer Supreme's here. And they're like, I thought Strange is dead. And they're like, Strange is here. And she just is able to utilize all these different kind of tactics, like this Stygian hurricane. Stymphalian hurricane, sorry. And just boom, like really gets into their shit. And they're like, she cracked our wards. Like, holy shit, use the Solomon grenade. And they utilize a fucking demon to try and fight her. Like, I understand when you get in the shit, there's a oh shit button. To kind of bring a demon into play like that. And she's just like, yeah, fuck that shit. Let's see here. And she's like, I've done this kind of stuff. And then she pretty much like like captures it and then has it to like serve her when she wishes. It's like, she's not backing off with this. And she's pretty much been like annihilating people and just like not randomly, mind you, but the people that are attacking, she's like not doing shit. And she's like, hey, okay, yeah, I'll let you go back so that way you can report to people not to fuck with this place and not to fuck with me. It's under my protection. And it's like, holy shit. So we see them kind of like talking, and Wong and Clea are back at Bleecker Street, and we see them kind of like chilling with bats, and I love that. I'm like, yay, ghost dog. Let's see. She's pretty much bringing up that like a lot of people in the Marvel Universe has come back from dead, so we'll just pretty much that Steven will simply come back on his own. So we'll kind of see if that kind of works out as well, as also working on their own kind of plans as well to bring him back. She's pretty much put up certain kind of detection spells for any kind of activity like that, and surges of necromantic energy. So they're pretty much just like talking about that. She's Wong's wondering if she's contacted the Avengers or anything, and she's like, nah, haven't yet. That can wait till tomorrow. And Wong is worried about the Blasphemy cartel, and that he didn't really like the way she kind of views them, and like fought them pretty much. She's like, I'm not Stephen Wong. They were killers, and they would have. It was a kinder end that they would have been given than in the Dark Dimension. It's like, okay. And Wong's pretty much trying to, like, talk her out of that kind of way of thinking, but then they hear the spell going off, and she decides to go and figure out what's going on. And let's see. Because she's talking about what Strange kind of gave her, the Cloak of Levitation, the Eye of Agamotto, the title of Sorcerer Supreme, and then a fourth secret thing that made it all possible. Because we see that, let's see, that she loves and trusts that Dormammu, her mother, never would. And she's incapable of accepting the loss of Strange. It's like, holy shit, so that's kind of what's compelling her in everything. And what kind of informs her actions. That's a different kind of thing than like, okay, let's kind of see where this goes. Let's see. And she's like, I'm not accepting fate or anything like that. And she has the power, the will, and the nerve, and she's going to try and shape her own destiny. It's like, alright, I'm cool with that. And then we see that she goes to the necromantic energy, and we see that Thunderstrike and the Harvest Man are there. So it brings us back around to the beginning of the issue. It's like, holy shit! And evidently, this isn't the first time Thunderstrike has been brought back. It's like, why the fuck is he back? And what the hell is the Harvest Man kind of doing? So we get this kind of beefy issue. It is $4.99 since it's like a first issue again, even though it still has the legacy numbering of Strange as well in the corner. And I really enjoyed this. I did like the setup. I was intrigued when I had heard the solicitation, and I just went to get the kind of first issue to see how this kind of works out. And I'm digging the art direction, and I'm digging the story, and I'm digging the characters a lot. Strange's death has set up this kind of interesting kind of story perspective that they could really dig into, and having Clea as the Sorcerer Supreme while also attempting to find ways to bring back Strange because she can't accept that he's gone, and that she will fight against the bounds of fate to do that. It's like, wow, I've definitely into that kind of thing because fate can go get fucked, and we should be able to write our own destinies. That's like my opinion and everything. So I kind of aligns with her, and it'll be interesting to see what she does, because we see she does have more violent kind of ends that she entertains while being the Sorcerer Supreme, as handling the blasphemy cartel. So we'll kind of see how that will affect other characters and what will kind of happen. Will she try and temper herself, even though she is technically tempering herself from what she is since she's a Faltine, and how that kind of works out. And seeing her have to deal with this Harvest Man dude and Thunderstrike being brought back, that's just interesting kind of setup. So this dude is saying that he's going to make sure that she cannot resurrect Stephen Strange. It's like, alright, then what's your goal, and why is necromantic energy being used, and why is Thunderstrike back? There's a lot of kind of questions and everything, but I'm really intrigued to see this, and hopefully Wong kind of gets out of his stupor as well, and they're both able to help each other through this, and what other kind of things can happen as well. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.